So you want to make sure at this point that you're able to, with no glue in, you want to make sure you're able to move them up and down, that they will sweeten up with the top here. So if you can't move it up far enough, you got to remove the wood on the top of that tenon to make sure it can't come up. Okay, so this one's down here, so I'll remove, don't fight yourself, just remove this bottom clamp, and then this one can rest on top here, so I'll just break that loose a little bit so I don't try to move it with your clamp pressure on, you're fighting yourself unnecessarily there. And again, this is no good because it bounces. Now I'm going to take this and just tap on this guy. See, that will go up, that one will go down. Okay, so that's fine. This one here, I'm going to make sure this one's going to move. Okay, so I'll put my clamp back on here.
And you do all this before you put any glue in?
Yep, absolutely. If you don't want to find out that something don't move in the right place after the glue's on, because you can't do anything about it then. Now's the time to be able to do anything about it. So I'll break this one loose here. Okay, that one will go down. Everything else is going to be fine. Okay. Now I do want to do one thing here, Rob. We'll make that one will go that way. Okay. We're going to glue this up on purpose like this. Show you how to deal with this. See how bad that is? Okay. So we're going to purposely mess this side up. This side's tighter than that one, so we'll do it in this one. So we're going to purposely. The joint's real tight on here, so that's good because that'll give us a real hard time to move it once it glues on. That's the plan. So now everything, you check everything out. You want to make sure everything's going to be closed up. Okay, so now's the time to really inspect. Okay, so I look, see everything's closed up nice and good all the way around here. So there's no problem there. Okay? And here is why we sand all our parts before we put it together, not after. It's amazing, you go to the unpainted furniture places where you buy those. They're assembled and they haven't been sanded. So how are you going to sand in here? See, with the two different planes, it's so much easier to sand it apart than assemble it. We always do all our sanding and finish work of all the individual components, and then we put it together, being careful to not sand the top where it's going to be adjacent to another piece. We never sand that. Only the parts that are going to show, and inside as well. It's unworkmanlike. See these pencil lines on here? That's unacceptable. No, we didn't even sand this because we're busy showing everybody else that you just pretend that we did it. Okay, so we got our lines on there. Everything should be removed. You shouldn't have ugly squiggle marks, Sharpie marks all over the place. Okay to have them up here because they're going to be completely hidden. But anywhere, you don't want to look underneath there and see that. Some point, somebody's going to look underneath it, and it should be finished nicely underneath. It doesn't have to be as perfect as the top surface, but it should be finished very well underneath as well. Okay, so now we'll flip this over. Rob, can you take this back in? Yeah, okay. Now we'll put it on the corner. You see why we're working at the corner and not here. See, I can't turn the clamps here. So you're going to pick out a corner so you can get your bench to work at. So now, we'll remove this. Try to lay it out, in some way to try to remember it's going together. And one thing, be very careful, this happens an awful lot. Not really watching what they're doing. See, that's upside down. Okay, so I've also already had them glued together like that, too. So have your wicket about you and look at what you're doing. Okay, so we'll lay this right here. Now we're going to put the glue in here, and we're all going to start from having a little container of glue. This works better than trying to squirt it out of the bottle. So we'll give Rob a supply of glue here, and I'll take a supply. Okay. And that's plenty. You don't need more than that. Now you need double that amount, but that's plenty for him. I don't want you to fill the whole thing up, then we'll just waste all our glue. So if you're done, just fold your lid up and then give it to somebody else so we're not wasting so much glue. So there's Rob's. I'll get my own. And then you need to have, the other thing you need to have on house, you have a bucket of water to get your cleanup mess up. You have very, very valuable for cleaning up glue. So much better than normal sponge method. He always uses a sponge, which is crazy. This works really, really good. Yeah, let's see what I mean in a few minutes here. So you need to have a acid brush. Glue brush myself. Now we always put the glue in the mortise first, not on the tenon. And the reason for that is that because it's captured inside there, the reason it's captured inside here, if we put it on here, that glue is exposed to the air, so that's going to start drying. Once you start putting the glue on, you got to have it together in like 8-9 minutes, or you're going to have a problem. Now that's longer than you think. So right now, it's I have 28 or 38. It's 8:38. Okay. So we'll set plenty of time here. So you want to relax, but you don't want to sit there and talk about what you saw in Ernest last night. You want to keep focused. Okay. So you're going to put glue on everything. So put it down in the hole here. Now I'll put the glue on this. Actually, I'll put it on this one here so you can see, because this one has that hand mortise one. Okay, so here, put the glue down in here. I'll show you how much glue you want to have in place here. Okay, so glue. Now remember, it doesn't do anything. You don't have to worry about putting glue, you don't need it on the end. The only thing that's catching is here on the face. So inside your mortise, you really only need it on the two side walls here. Okay, so I'll put it on here, make sure it's completely covered, and then I'll have my damp rag handy here. I'll get the excess off, but pass that around. That's how much glue you need in there. You don't want to have it completely filled up. If you have too much glue on, you want to have enough